thing. A buddy of mine was dating a girl who was a smoker, and it's like kissing an ashtray. Yeah, so on the one hand, I definitely sympathize with your plight, but on the other hand, when the hell did you kiss an ashtray? That's disgusting. If you're at the point where you're having sex and then putting your cigarette out in the thing you just had sex with, you should probably look into your drinking problem. You know, you have bigger issues. Smoker's breath is bad. It's bad. I worked in an office with this guy with horrible smoker's breath. He was the boss. It was terrible. And no one ever said anything to him. No one ever said anything. He couldn't. He was the boss. It was an embarrassing thing. And no one ever wants to embarrass anyone with that sort of stuff. And so, you know, very hard to be productive in a staff meeting when you're making this face all the time. Ah! You know, it's disturbing. And they said, you have to do something about it. I said, fine, I'll take care of it. So I accused him of sexual harassment.
Did anyone hurt Harris because
Problem solved! That's the weird thing about bad breath is no one ever wants to tell you that you have that. It's like somehow as a society we decided that it'd be far too embarrassing and crushing and crippling if you told somebody to their face that they had bad breath. Like that would be a terrible, terrible thing to do. Why? What's the bigger evil? You embarrassing them for one brief little second, or them going around the rest of the day ruining their social life, ruining their business life, breathing in everyone, just constantly, nonstop. Don't we owe it to each other as people to just share that one little piece of information and do the world a favor? It's an easily solvable problem. We should do it. If someone has bad breath, say you have bad breath, or say you have something caught in your teeth, or you have a really ugly wife, just let them know. They're easily solvable problems. Slight amount of paperwork for some of them, but they're solvable. That's what I'm getting at. The thing about bad breath is, we need help. You need other people. And that's where society comes in, because you can't smell your own breath. That's a weird self-defense mechanism. You can't smell your own breath, just the same way your own farts don't really bother you. And it's not racist if you say it, right? We've all been to barbecues. Yeah. Give people gum is what I'm getting at. I made a mistake. I had a pack of gum and I opened it today, and now I no longer have gum. If you're ever going to open a pack of gum and you want to hold on to it, I suggest you do it in like a cave in Pakistan, somewhere far away from satellites and reconnaissance and all that sort of stuff. It's yeah, I don't know. Gum is one of those weird things. Like, people just demand gum. They assume that they own something that you purchased, right? It's like they have some sort of a right to it. There's only two things in the world where even though you own it, other people think they have, it's their property. It's one is gum, and two is Jerusalem. It's those two things. That was dumb. All right. Floss. I went to the dentist. It's like, if you have bad breath, you can floss, which, what happens is the blood that fills your mouth washes away the germs. So, flossing's a scam, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. It's perpetrated by the dental industry. It's the huge, gigantic. I play this little game with my dentist. He says you should floss, and then I say okay, and I make an appointment, and then I don't floss for 5 months and 3 weeks, and then the last week I floss, and I go in and like, keep up the great work with the flossing, because it's a scam. You don't need to floss every day. You don't need to change your oil every 3,000 miles. You don't need to go to AA meetings every week, no matter what the judge says. It's a guideline, people. My grandpa had the worst smoker's breath. He had horrible, horrible smoker's breath. He used to have smoked a pipe, and he also had dentures, and he drank coffee all the time. And he found a way to beat it, though. He stopped breathing. A novel approach, not for everyone. People didn't care about bad breath back in the 40s. That's why you didn't care. No one cared. Hygiene is such a modern invention, and it's just a load of horseshit. It's all advertisers just telling you the way you should. They have these ads now, like Listerine calls you a pussy if you can't finish 30 seconds with Listerine. And they have like, these ads, people are at clubs, and they have little mini toothbrushes that you're supposed to carry with you, just in case, because you never know when the magic's going to happen. You got to have that toothbrush ready. It's garbage. People didn't care in the 40s about bad breath because they went out and they cared about real, serious problems. If you had bad breath in the 1940s, you know what you did? You enlisted and you shot Nazis and you stayed away from home for 3 years, and when you came back, people screwed you anyway. That was the ultimate fresh maker, killing Hitler, right there. That's better than 1 million certs at once. No one cared if your teeth were white back then. They would probably compliment you. And if you have lovely yellow teeth, how'd you get that? Well, I chewed through the neck of a sniper in Korea. And saved my battalion. Now make me a sandwich and a baby in that order. Let's do it. could go back in time and meet all the great legends. Well, no, you don't, because they would smell like garbage. If you went back and you could smell George Washington, one of the greatest men this country has ever produced, if you could smell George Washington, you would probably vomit. George Washington had dentures that were made out of like hippo teeth and bones. He rode around all day in the summer without deodorant, in a wool uniform, head to toe wool uniform, all day long. He probably smelled horrible, probably had breath like hot cottage cheese. It was disgusting. But if I went back and I met him, I'd make out with him anyway, because it's the patriotic thing to do. USA. All right, I'm done with the jokes. Thank you.